Hey babes, welcome to I ran out of good ideas, so here's the video you get instead. There I was, sitting peacefully, looking absolutely gorgeous, as I always do. Looking drop dead gorgeous. Looking so gorgeous I could kill a man and get away with it. Perhaps I ran a man down on the M1 and simply flashed my good looks at the police officers and they let me go. Just as a random example, that's how good I was looking. But also I was sitting around getting drunk with some people when I decided to look at my phone. And on said phone was something I wish I did not see, but at the same time I'm glad I did see, for it gave me an idea for a video. What I saw, ladies and gentlemen, was hell itself. Just kidding, it was just some white girls. Yeah, I know, same thing, but hear me out. It was just some white girls pretending they were Jewish girls who died in the Holocaust. So yeah, I thought I'd talk about that. But first, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some packages. These were packages actually sent to my mailbox. The actual address is in the description. If you guys want to send anything, go ahead. It should be open if you're sending anything within the first 5 months of this video. Since there's only 2, I thought I'd just quickly open them on this video. But if I do get a lot of stuff, then I'll probably make a unique video for it. I'd also like to thank the delivery and mailbox company who have very kindly added this little hole here into the bag already to make it easy for me to open. You know, that's the sign of a good, handling company, I'm being sarcastic. Oh my god, that smells delicious. I know what this is, but I really hope they're okay. God, they got here 22 days ago. I am so sorry. My mailbox is actually in like a few towns over because I can't get a Royal Mail PO box because they don't actually accept international mail because it's dumb. So I have to go a few towns over, and because of the whole, deadly pandemic, I don't really like travelling right now. So it's a box of chocolates, and this sat through the entire heat wave in a small, cramped room. So we're going to see how well these... Oh, they're all packaged. Oh, fantastic. I can tell by the fact that they all smell like chocolate that these have definitely melted somewhat. Oh my god. That is nice. Thank you to Frankie Yu on Twitter who sent me this. That is more than I expected. There's a bar in here. There's 2 galaxy bars. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna show them out on my YouTube video, but thank you very much. If you go down into the description, there's a little link there where you can probably see them. TikTok creators are pretending to be Holocaust victims in heaven in a new trend dubbed trauma porn. Doesn't get any better than that, 2020. The video shows creators wearing makeup that imitates burns and bruises while explaining how they died in the Nazi death camps. One TikTok creator told Insider that she made a video to educate people about the Holocaust because she felt as if it was important to share these stories. The trend has been criticised as insensitive and tone deaf, with US Holocaust Museum telling Insider that it dishonours the victims' memories. What? Who would say that? Who would say that a 15-second video where a blonde, blue-eyed white girl pretends to be a victim of a incredibly troubling time for members of the Jewish community? Who would say that that's insensitive? Hands up if you have a problem with what they're doing. I mean, seriously, guys, I can't see anyone's hand up. I can't see anyone's hand up. Other versions show people acting out representations of the genocide of the Jewish people during World War II, in some cases using the background image of the... Oh, Jesus Christ! Some creators don a yellow Star of David. Dress up in striped shirts to mimic the concentration camp uniforms. Like, none of this sounds good. No what the... Guys, do you feel educated after that? Do you feel like you've learnt something? God, I could give you an entire lecture because of this TikTok. A 17-year-old girl from New Jersey who did not want to be named for this story told Insider that she pretended to be a Holocaust victim in her TikTok video to educate people, and because she felt as if it was important to share these stories. Her character in the video described being deported with her family to Auschwitz, where they were all murdered in the gas chambers. I've always been interested in the history of the Holocaust and just wanted to make a creative video informing people about it on TikTok. She said it was never intended to be offensive. She has since removed the video. Okay. I just cannot understand the mental gymnastics of making a video where you pretend to be a Jewish person from the 1940s Germany who has been teleported into the future for a few seconds and then gets taken back to and somehow think that it's educational. I mean, seriously, do you think this is telling people anything they don't know? For you to understand this video, you have to already know what they're talking about. It's things like this girl who says, I died in 1941 in the chambers. Ooh, a little date there. That sounds like a bit of education. Except an actual educational source would probably tell you that the chambers weren't really a thing until 1942, the end of 1941, so most of those deaths would have happened in 1942, and before that time it was mostly done in vans rather than showers. It is a horribly complex history and should absolutely never be handled in 15-second TikTok videos. And the fact that we are going to have to explain this to a new generation of people is terrifying. There is no stories being shared here if you're making up the stories yourself. 15 seconds is not enough time to educate someone on the complexity of this. Maybe you can don some more information from a film, an hour and a half, 2 hour long movie. I was going to mention films like The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas, which a lot of people who are just slightly younger than me would have seen because it actually started getting shown in schools as educational, as a way to introduce kids to this history. But I think there's a very good article on a website called Teaching History Matters called Why I Loathe the Boy in the Striped Pyjamas. Powerful and unsettling. As memorable an introduction to the subject as The Diary of Anne Frank, USA Today. Really? The book is a work of fiction and presents a narrative with a backdrop of serious historical fallacies. There is no way that fiction should replace the compelling narrative of real survivors who lived through this era, when fiction like this that paints a misleading, emotionally manipulative and self-serving portrait. There were not a heck a lot of children sitting by the wire, undisturbed in a place called Auschwitz, bored and waiting for a new friend to pop out of the woods, one who can burrow under off-limit barbed wire boundaries with ease. That's in no way saying that historical settings can't be used in fictitious things. Imagine if we just said there could be no films that are set during World War II. Historical situations can make really compelling films, but they should absolutely never be seen as educational. The only educational TikTok you could make of this situation is if the TikTok was filmed by someone that was involved in those events. And unfortunately, there aren't a lot of them left. And perhaps you shouldn't be using their deaths as a way to get TikTok likes. People often think that the good actors can get a reaction out of their audience. If an actor can make an audience cry, they are a good actor. And in some situations, this is absolutely true. But if your acting is simply going up to a crowd of people and reminding them of a traumatic historical event and them feeling bad about it, do you think that that makes you a good actor? If I walked up to a bunch of Americans and reminded them of 9/11, I don't think they'd be particularly happy, but I don't think that would make me an Oscar-worthy nominee. But at least from these videos, we can determine that Gen Z seems to think that 80 years is a good cut-off point for, when it's too soon. When an event like the Holocaust is too soon. So I'm sure if, like, TikTok's still around in 80 years or whatever, you know, maybe 2080, you know, we're gonna see videos of girls running around, looking all happy. Wow, the year 2080 is amazing. The timer's counting down and suddenly she's ripped back to the Twin Towers. Should we have another look at some of these ones? Let's go through some more. Do you know what? Let's not. These TikToks are ridiculously insensitive. Obviously, I'm not in a position to say anything, I'm not of Jewish heritage, but I think a 19-year-old Jewish woman from Los Angeles who said, "Our obsession with trauma porn when discussing tragic histories has only motivated a desire to dramatise these narratives." She added, "It can be very triggering for people who have had family that have either survived or was lost in the war." And the director for Survivor Affairs of the US Holocaust Museum, imitating Holocaust experiences dishonours the memories of the victims, is offensive to survivors, and trivialises the history. I think that's a very good way to put it, and certainly better than anything I could say. These aren't funny TikToks. I'm saying these young kids, but they're my age. They need to kind of understand what is okay with trivializing, because that's what you're doing. It's quite possibly a failure of the education system when it comes to historic tragedies. Schools will just stick on a film like The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, and that's the only introduction they have to that topic. It's possibly a good time we actually start teaching people things. But anyway, babes, thank you for watching. I kind of hope you enjoyed watching me get mad at people being stupid. If you liked the video, please give it a comment, give it a like, and subscribe if you're new here. I have a Patreon and an OnlyFans. You can support them if you feel comfortable doing that. I have a Twitter, Instagram, a Discord. All those links are down in the description, and with the mailbox, feel free to send anything. The address is in the description, as long as with a link with other information. Thank you both for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.